Hey guys, it's Jason here from RPMSidebyside.com, and today we're going to be doing an awesome installation video on our X3 Catch Cans. I'm not going to bore you with what the Catch Can is. I'll kind of just cut to the point. The forced induction vehicles have a lot of oil vapors that travel back through the intake, through the crankcase ventilation tube, and what that does is essentially allows the motor to burn oil, condensation, watery vapors, stuff like that. It's not very flammable to burn oil, watery vapors, condensation, etc. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to catch those inside our can, and you'll be able to drain that at your convenience. And what it does is allows for a better running, cleaner burning machine. So if you haven't already seen our Catch Can video, we'll drop the link below and you can watch it, and that better kind of describes what the Catch Can does. This video is going to be more about the installation, so let's cut to it, see what tools we need, and open this awesome Catch Can up out of the RPM box. Pretty simple tools, and just about anybody can do this in their garage or even their driveway. We got some wire snips, a flathead screwdriver, a utility knife, adjustable pliers, and a 5mm Allen. So let's open this puppy up and we'll kind of cover what we got going on. If you're just receiving your RPM Catch Can, installation instructions are always right there. There's that. Here's our Catch Can. It's anodized aluminum, laser engraved with our RPM logo, and this is a dual baffle design. This is going to be the AN fitting that connects the factory crankcase hose. Goes on here, it's barbed, and it'll convert it to AN, and it'll attach to the Catch Can. So we'll set it off to the side. This silicone cap is what will cap the intake port, which was where the recirculation hose for the crankcase normally went. We've got the drain valve, which we need to install. We've got the other side of the fitting and some hardware for that other mounting piece. So first thing first, we're going to remove the center cover, the access port on the X3, and we're going to pretty much get a good look at the factory hose. We'll remove it with the flathead and reroute it over to the driver's side of the machine. The Catch Can will eventually go right here. All right, we're gonna remove this access panel. It's easy, it's just rubber grommets. Just pull back, lift up, and it comes right out. This large hose right back here with this worm gear clamp on it, this is your crankcase ventilation hose. As you can see, it's going into the intake. So any of your crankcase oils, vapors, water vapors, anything like that, especially oily vapors, they're just getting recirculated back through the intake. And as we discussed, that's kind of a very inefficient subject matter to burn. So let's get this removed with a flathead screwdriver, and then we're going to move on to capping it and taking this hose and moving it to where we showed you the Catch Can is going to go earlier. So with the clamp removed, we're just going to pull this hose off of this intake fitting and push it out of the way. Moving on, there's a zip tie about halfway back on this hose, and we're going to snip it. Then we're going to move the hose to the driver's side of the car. We're going to grab our crankcase hose and just kind of pull it back, weasel its way through. We're just going to leave it here for right now. Using the silicone cap and the zip tie that's provided, we're going to cap this old intake. All right, we're finished with this portion of the car. We're going to put this access panel back on and move on to the back. All right, now we're going to take our AN fitting, we're going to press it into this hose, and that will get that part done. It's a push lock fitting, but we supply a zip tie anyways, just in case you want to feel a little more secure doing that. I think it'd probably be impossible to get that fitting out of that hose though. All right guys, now we're going to move back to the Catch Can and give it some attention. We're pretty much going to set it up for installation. So the first thing we're going to do is you take our utility knife, we're going to take our Loctite, cut the cap off, and put some of this Loctite thread sealer on these threads. Kind of want to fully coat the threads, just the first couple threads that go in. That looks good. We're going to take it, we're going to hand thread it into the Catch Can. Once we get it close, we're going to move this out of the way, and we're going to tighten the fitting into the can. All right guys, with the fitting on, we're gonna move on to our filter and pre-filter. There's a filter underneath this pre-filter. This is a water repellent filter. You should never completely submerge your catch can, but it's totally okay to douse it with water. I mean, if you hit this thing on a hard puddle, you're good. You gotta keep in mind the catch can actually sits on the frame rail, so it's not actually in the direct path of any water when you're treading it through the a stream or something like that. If you're crossing streams, rivers, you're good. If you're mud bogging, catch can ain't for you. The filter all the way seated. I like to put my clamp on the back side. We'll use the flathead to tighten the clamp up. All right, with our catch can partially assembled, we're gonna start getting the hardware prepared, and we're actually gonna get ready to mount the catch can to the frame. We're gonna secure the catch can to the frame using this mount around the bottom. The catch can is gonna sit on top, as I will show you in a moment. It's a 5mm Allen to tighten these up. A little Loctite never hurt. All right, we're gonna mount the catch can right about here, just loosely. And we'll start this 5mm. Once it gets somewhat snug, we'll start on the second one. All right, when I mount these catch cans, I like to have them straight up and down and just barely off of this frame rail, and we start tightening it up. You want to tighten these 5mm evenly. There will be a gap in between them. You want to keep that gap even on the front and back. With our catch can mounted, we're going to take this AN fitting and then bend it up and around and start screwing it on there. We'll put it on hand tight, and then we'll use the adjustable pliers to tighten it from there. What I like to do is take this hose, push it against the clutch vent cover right here, and kind of hold it there while I tighten it. And that's where I like for it to rest. All right, let's get that thing snug down with the adjustable pliers. Screwing the valve in, opens it, outward closes it. They'll go out, you'll feel like kind of some resistance. That's the O-ring sealing. You don't have to crank on it tight, just until the O-ring's there, maybe like a half turn more. It's good to go. And that completes the installation of your RPM side-by-side catch can on the Can-Am X3s. If you want to pick up one of these RPM side-by-side catch cans for your Can-Am X3, you get them at RPM SxS.com. Any of our dealers or distributors are going to have these. They're extremely popular. They're proven time and time again. Super easy to install. What more could you ask for? Pick them up, RPM SxS.com.